Hello everybody. Welcome to the inaugural episode, the very first episode of the Unstoppable Entertainment Show. I am Nate Schaffner. You can also call me the Unstoppable Nate. I was given that nickname by a co-worker of mine. She said I had unstoppable energy, and I told her, I said, if I'm going to start a podcast and I'm going to go by the Unstoppable Nate. And she said, I love that. So here we are. Um, you know, I thought about why I wanted to do a podcast. And, one of the things that is very important to me in my life is movies and television and keeping up with daily news. And I feel that there aren't a lot of shows out there, YouTube shows, that um, keep up with movie news from credible sources. And I also feel that there aren't a lot of YouTube shows out there that um, offer opinions about various movies and shows and franchises and things like that. And that is what I am here to do. And we'll see where this goes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited. Um, like I said, movies have always been a very important part of my life since I was a little kid, and it'll it'll be good for me to express my opinions about certain things on here, and that is mainly what my YouTube channel does. That is what this will be for, is to express my opinions about certain things. Before we get started, I made an announcement video earlier this week, um, asking for emails and questions, and or should I say, if you have a question, you can email me um, about something that uh, you would like me to talk about. And I have one here from Candice Luce. Candice is a very dear friend of mine. We actually met uh, when we were working on a Netflix production together called The Harder They Fall. And it's really good, guys. It's really good. I know about 95%, maybe more than that, 90 of Netflix movies, excuse me, are not very good. In fact, 95% of them are garbage, if I'm being perfectly honest. But this one is really good. It's a revenge western. It's got Idris Elba, Regina King. It's pretty violent. Not that I have a problem with that, but some people might. So I just thought I would give you that little disclaimer. Uh, but it's very good. Anyway, so Candace and I met on while we were working on that together, and we instantly bonded over our disturbing senses of humor and our uh, and over other personal things, which I will get into at another time. But she's a very dear friend, and anyway, one day we were talking about ideas that we'd like to do for movies. And uh, her email, she sent me an email earlier this week, and she asked me, when is the Horn of Plenty getting released? Now, people out there might be asking, what? What is he talking about? What is this Horn of Plenty? So we came up with this idea for a movie called The Horn of Plenty, which is the name of the movie, but it would be the name of this kind of mystical artifact that um, would be the subject of the movie. And I don't know if I ever told her this, But um, I always imagined the plot of this movie as kind of a mix between Lord of the Rings and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Basically, this uh, film would be about um, this person going on a quest to find the Horn of Plenty. That's all we have. That's all we have. We did iron out a scene that we would like to put in the movie, which I will not spoil for any of you out there. But literally, and I should also say there was nothing written out. There was no script. There was no money involved. There are no actors at all involved in this movie yet. It was just something that the two of us talked about together, and now you guys are hearing about it. So she emailed me and asked me when is it getting released. Let's make it, Candace. We should talk. Let's sit down and talk about it and get a writer, or let's write it together and talk about it, and we'll make it. We'll release it as soon as we make it. I would love to do it. I told her, I said I would, when we were first pitching this idea, I said I would love to do something that truly shocks my family and friends. I would love to do something that makes everybody go, dude, are you okay? Like one of those kind of like half the people love it and half the people are just disturbed by it. Uh, so I would love to do it. So Candace, let's get together and let's talk and let's write it together. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. I'm in. I'm in. Let's go for it. Now, one of the things that I would like to do with this channel is inform people about the goings on of movie news and various opinions that I have about certain things and or certain franchises and other things. I am not. This is not going to be a TMZ kind of, oh, he's dating her, or no, this happened and blah 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 blah. This is not going to be that type of a show. That is not my intention. My intention is to inform people about um, new releases, casting, all that stuff. This is not a rumor mill kind of show. So we have a few items, a few pieces of news, quite a few pieces of news actually, that have come up over the past week. So this first piece of news comes from the website MovieWeb. And this piece of news is is regarding a movie that is based off of a video game, which I'm sure will make plenty of people excited. So this article on MovieWeb says this article on MovieWeb, which was published by Archie Fenn, says that one of PlayStation's most beloved new sci-fi franchises is getting the big screen treatment. The video game Horizon Zero Dawn will finally receive a live-action movie. The new project was unveiled by the head of PlayStation products, Assad Kieselbosch. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if it's not. In Las Vegas. The new movie will see PlayStation Studios partner with Columbia Pictures. And he said at this presentation, Columbia Pictures and PlayStation Productions are at the early stages of developing a film adaptation of the award-winning Horizon Zero Dawn. This article goes on to say that Horizon Zero Dawn is set in a post-apocalyptic world where robotic animals roam the wilderness. The game follows Aloy, a hunter who sets out to uncover her own past and learn how the world from before was destroyed. Excuse me. Now, look, there have been many uh, video game to movie adaptations. Um, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've seen all of them, but I have seen some of them. I used to play a lot of video games. I stopped about 10 years ago because I don't have the time or the money, or I have other priorities in my life. But I used to play a lot of video games, and I've seen some of these video game to movie adaptations. Most of the ones that I have seen are terrible. They're just flat out terrible. I will say that I have seen the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, and I think that they are very good. In fact, I would even say that the third movie, which recently came out, is great. I would say Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie, is great. The first two are very entertaining, and the third one is the best one. However, there is not much that gives me hope about this, I have to say, because there is a long, sad history of video game to movie adaptations being terrible. Uncharted was terrible, you know. So this might come as exciting for some people, but for me it does not. So until I see a trailer or until I hear good word of mouth, I just can't be excited about this. So we'll see what happens with this. We'll see who the creative people are that get involved with this. But for right now, I just can't be excited. So I'm not familiar with this video game. Maybe some of you are. So if you are, jump into the comment section and let me know what you think about this, or just let me know what your thoughts about this are in general. Maybe some of you out there are enthusiastic about this. Jump into the comment section and let me know. There is also another video game to movie adaptation coming. This article is also on MovieWeb, published by Archie Fenn. There is a live-action adaptation of Helldivers in the works. Again, this is not a video game that I am familiar with. This article was published by Archie Fenn, and the article states, humanity just took a strong step forward on the path to forced democracy, as a live-action Helldivers movie is now officially in the works. Sony has been hard at work developing and announcing new projects based on their beloved video game franchises. That is the only announcement. There are no other details about this, other than that it's happening. I can't, until I see who the creative people involved are. There's nothing for me to be enthusiastic about. But who knows? I could be wrong. I mean, this movie could come out and it could be exactly what I was looking for. Then again, it could turn out like Borderlands. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this. Now, there is some Marvel Studios news. that recently uh, came up. Now, I should preface this by saying that um, first of all, this article is on CBR, and there is a man by the name of Jeff Snyder, who is a Hollywood scooper, if you want to, if I'm using that term properly, he he's a scooper. Now I should preface this by saying that while he has broken um, major news in the Hollywood industry, he has had a history of reporting a couple of things that turned out to be not true. But for the most part, he has been he has scooped news that turns out to be true. So I should preface this by I want to preface it with that. Um, so let's I'm going to read this article here. The article was published on CBR by Charlene Badassi, uh, and again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Um, so before I start reading this article, I also want to say I can't believe that it's been 5 years since Chadwick Boseman passed away. Like any fan of movies, and especially the Marvel movies, we were all deeply saddened by his loss. He, it's for those of you who don't know, uh, was he was very quiet about this during the filming process of every movie he was in, but he suffered with cancer during the filming of uh, most of I believe all of his, at least the Marvel movies. He was suffering with cancer, and he powered through it like a great leader would do. And um, actually, there in the Netflix movie that I worked on, The Harder They Fall, there's a train in that movie, and the train was named the Bozeman, after him. And um, it was such a sudden and tragic loss, and I remember uh, going with my wife to see Black Panther 2, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and that was um, one of the most emotional experiences I've ever had seeing a movie, and it was one of my favorite movies of that year. So anyway, going back to this article, um, the article first states that after Chadwick Boseman passed away, Marvel Studios, the head of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, and this is true, Marvel Studios head honcho Kevin Feige made an announcement that they would not recast the character of T'Challa. Um, I I am indifferent about that choice. I know a lot of people thought that was the wrong thing to do. Some people thought it was the right thing to do. I am not one to say what is right or wrong. I am a fan, first and foremost. If I knew what was right and wrong, I would be the head of a studio. you know, it's not my place to voice my opinion about what Kevin Feige should and shouldn't do. But he did make a statement saying that they would not recast. However, according to this article on CBR, Jeff Snyder, again, who is that Hollywood scooper, he has heard that Marvel Studios is currently searching for a new actor to play T'Challa in future projects. Um, and this is a quote from him. He says, with Marvel reshuffling the deck in advance of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and Robert Downey Jr. coming back not as Iron Man, but as Doctor Doom, I'm told, again, this is him speaking, I'm told that the door is firmly open for T'Challa to be recast via the magic of the multiverse. He said via the direct. I heard that an actor was actually offered the role this past fall, a couple of months after Downey's big reveal at Comic-Con, but they turned it down, not wanting to jeopardize their career momentum by stepping into Boseman's gigantic shoes, which may be too big to fill, even for Hollywood's most talented black actors. This article goes on to say that Snyder believes that the newly cast T'Challa will lead Black Panther 3. Okay. Snyder also revealed that Black Panther director Ryan Coogler will be actively involved in the recasting process to ensure that, quote, everything will be handled with the utmost care and in consultation with Boseman's family. Okay, there are several things that I want to talk about in this article. First, the multiverse saga can bring us any number of things. Okay, it's we got the John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, which a lot of people still think should happen in the main MCU timeline. We're getting Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. This could be very special. I think if it was in the main MCU timeline and not part of a multiverse, I'm not sure how I would feel about that, to be honest. It would take some getting used to. But as a fan, it's, again, I would feel indifferent about it. It would just take some getting used to. But I think with the multiverse, we're able to see things that we typically wouldn't see or wouldn't be able to see. And I kind of like the fact that while they said previously that they would not replace the character of T'Challa, they would not replace Chadwick Boseman, I think the concept of the multiverse, having the multiverse there, would grant us the possibility of seeing a different version of T'Challa than the Chadwick Boseman character, which I think could be really cool. Again, if this happens to be true, I think this could be really cool, and I think it could. There are a lot of people who are going to like it. Maybe some people won't. I'm not sure. But I think it could be quite interesting. Maybe Denzel Washington is playing a version of T'Challa. He is going to be in the movie. It has been reported that Denzel Washington is going to be in the movie. So maybe he's playing a version of T'Challa. I don't know. Again, with the multiverse brings infinite possibilities. And I think this could be really cool. So let me know what you guys think. Maybe you hate this idea. Maybe you love it. So let me know what you guys think. Jump into the comment section and let me know. Um, One final bit of news here that we have. This article comes from MovieWeb, and this is regarding an upcoming Ridley Scott movie. Um, so, first of all, Ridley Scott has had good success with Gladiator 2. I personally haven't seen it. Um, I love the original Gladiator so much. Um, I have not heard. Uh, how do I want to say this? I have not heard. I've heard mixed things about Gladiator 2. So I don't really feel like spending my money on seeing a movie that's getting mixed reviews. That's just my opinion. Um, I will eventually see it because Ridley Scott is a great director. Um, so that being said, Ridley Scott does have, after Gladiator 2, I believe his next movie, he's doing a biopic about the musical group, the Bee Gees. And then he will be doing this post apocalyptic thriller called The Dog Stars. Now, uh, this article was published 2 days ago on MovieWeb by Gaius Bowling. And this article states that Ridley Scott had every intention of reuniting with Paul Mescal, or is it Mescal? I'm not sure, who is the star of Gladiator 2. And so director Ridley Scott had every intention of reuniting with Paul Mescal following their successful collaboration on Gladiator 2, which debuted to solid reviews and stellar box office. The director mentioned in a few interviews that he wanted Mescal to lead his post-apocalyptic thriller The Dog Stars, and the actor also appeared to be on board, but another project began to put their reunion in doubt. So it looks like, according to this article, that Jacob Elordi, or Elordi, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with his work. Jacob Elordi is in early talks to replace Paul Mescal. According to Variety, Elordi has entered into early negotiations to star in Ridley Scott's The Dog Stars, a film that Mescal was poised to star in, but had to drop out of, it says, forced to drop out of due to scheduling conflicts. So Elordi will play a character named Hig, a pilot who finds himself reluctantly befriending a cranky gunman as they are pursued by a band of scavengers known as Reapers. This article goes on to say that The Dog Stars is based on the 2012 novel by Peter Heller, and it details a devastating flu that has wiped out nearly all of humanity in its wake. Mark L. Smith and Christopher Wilkinson provided the screenplay for the project, and it will be Scott's next endeavor after he finishes a reported Bee Gees biopic for Paramount Pictures. So that is what is happening with this movie. Now, I am not familiar with Jacob Elordi, but I am familiar with Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott is a legendary director in the industry. There was a period of time where, in my opinion, he cranked out a couple of stinkers. I did not think The Counselor was very good at all. Exodus, Gods and Kings was okay. You know, I look, full disclosure, I I appreciated Exodus Gods and Kings for its um, artistic achievements. But I saw it because, not because I am a religious person. I saw it because of the director and the creative people involved. And I liked artistically what that movie achieved. It was okay. Um, he, but Ridley Scott has had, over the past 10 to 15 years, a couple of bad days at the office. But The Martian was fantastic. I have heard solid things about Gladiator 2. I loved Prometheus. I know I'm probably one of the few people that loves Prometheus. You know, I'm not shy about it. I really enjoyed Alien Covenant. This is also the guy who made Gladiator, who made Alien. You know, I mean, he's done some of the most legendary films, some of the iconic films in the history of cinema. So I'm a big fan. So even though I'm not familiar with Jacob Elordi, I am looking forward to this because Ridley Scott is directing. He's especially since The Martian, he's done films that are really really good, and I am excited about this. I'm very excited about this. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. Are you looking forward to this? Are you not? Why or why not? Just let me know. So, um, that'll about do it for this inaugural episode of the Unstoppable Entertainment Show. Um, you know, again, I wanted to do something. I feel like I have something to say with this show. I've seen hundreds of movies, and I have, again, a lot of opinions and lots of thoughts that I feel that I can share or should share. Um, so yeah, I mean, this will be it for the day. Depending, I will be back next week. We'll see what happens. So, you know, if you like what you saw, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell your friends. You know, you know, this is a community that I want to build here, and I'm very excited about it. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next week.